Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Coach Charlene, and I am so excited today. I am going to bring my information out here in this beautiful spot. This is like one of my favorite spots ever. I discovered it a few months ago as I was searching out places that I wanted to begin to start recording because when we think about wellness, we think about environment because environment is everything. And so it's so important for me to be able to find something that makes me feel peaceful. And so I absolutely love water. And so I wanted to come out and actually have some of my information that I'm going to give you from here in my spot, in my happy place. I hear the birds. I actually hear some cleaning of this lake going on. So it is a little background noise, but I decided I'm going to do it anyway. But welcome to the show. As you can see, I just wanted to kind of give you a little context here because I'm merging all of my social media platforms. So now my When the Moment Chooses You, my Whispers of Wellness, and my Dream Girls Network, because that's all of who I am. And so I wanted to bring it all in one place. And so there will be playlists for the different sections so that you can enjoy whatever part of it that you want. But I felt it necessary to bring it all together so that you can get whatever value you can out of either piece of me, so to speak. So we are whole human beings, and what made me who I am today is everything that I'm doing within. So you'll notice that the career part of it is the Whispers of Wellness. My business is the Wellness Whisperer Coaching and Consulting. And then I also have a podcast, When the Moment Chooses You, and a book that I wrote, When the Moment Chooses You, From Silence to Strength. And that's like for motivation. That's like inspiring stories. I want people's voices to be heard. And then I have another group called the Dream Girls Network, which is the most important part, I believe, because I am a spirit being and I am a Christian, and so I do prize myself in being who I am. Being able to be authentically me is because of who I belong to. So, just wanted to set a little context. Oh my gosh, we just had an amazing conference. I was a speaker at um, the Brilliant Women in Motion, and it was so profound. I mean, just absolutely awesome. So, I encourage you to do things that bring you joy. Do things that there's something that you been wanting to do, but you haven't yet done it. Do it. Just do it. I'm encouraging people to just go for it. Do the thing that you have been wanting to do. And so today I wanted to touch on the emotional contagion in healthcare because what you carry affects what you create. This is so important. I always talk about my brand. My brand is who people say I am when I leave the room. And I think your brand is so important. I was doing a training with my spiritual midwife, and he taught us about the brand versus the logo. And I really pride myself on maintaining my brand. My brand is one of love, it's one of peace, it's one of kindness. I bring that into my atmosphere, into my world. And so you're not going to see me upset, angry, nasty. That's just not me. I learned how to regulate my emotions. All right. So let's see, where do I want to start? Where I want to start? Your energy walks into the room before you even get through the door. Today, we're going to talk about emotional contagion. And let me tell you a little bit about what it is. It is the silent transfer of moods, attitudes, emotions from one person to the other. In healthcare, is high stakes because we have so much that we're doing. But your emotional state can shape a patient's trust or a coworker's trust. So this is why this is so important. And I think when we think about clinical outcomes and making sure that we as nurses and physicians and healthcare teams are giving our best so that we can help that person get into a condition where they can be healed, then this really truly matters. Some people think that, well, It doesn't matter what my energy level is, but yeah, it does matter. The danger when burnout and frustration and irritation goes unaddressed, it doesn't stay with you, it spreads. I know many of you have had people that have come into your presence and you felt them when when they came into your presence. So that's why this is important. Just wanted to give you a little intro into it. So by the end of this video, you'll learn how to manage the inner climate. So to set this tone instead of absorbing the tone around you. So I'm going to teach you how to do the inner work so that you won't be affected by the outer work. Okay? Well, I mean, that's a game changer, you guys, if you could really get it. So let's talk about the first point, just understanding it, first of all. We know that science shows that emotions are biologically contagious. Let me say that again. Science says that emotions are biologically contagious. And we know that to be true. Now, you may not pay attention to it, but when you're with someone else and say you're upset, I mean, they're upset about something. Pretty soon, if you're not careful and if you haven't done the work, you're going to jump right on the bandwagon and be upset too. And so our brain mirrors the feelings of those around us. Oh my gosh, that was like a nugget because, I don't know who this comes from, but it always talks about look at the five closest people to you that you're around. Those are the people that you're going to become. And so it's so critical for you to monitor your inner circle, the people that you're around, because those people and their energy affects you. If you're around somebody that's complaining, guess what? Pretty soon you're going to be complaining as well. And that happens so much in the healthcare setting because there is a lot of challenges going on in the system. Just point blank, it is. And so it's really easy to get on the bandwagon and begin to start talking about all of the crazy stuff that's going on. But what we don't recognize is that we're affecting our own energy level when we do that. So, different things like micro expressions, you know what that is. I know you do. People with the face, I call them sometimes the poker face. There's people that will look at you like I told you guys about a story in one of my other videos about me speaking to a nurse and she just totally ignored me. I can tell her face was like, I don't even want to speak to you. And so it's those little bitty body movements, the body language. When you don't want to be bothered with somebody, people know that. Your tone of voice. Some people are very rude. I'm just going to be straight up because I have ran into some very rude people, unfortunately. And that all of those things can shift the environment instantly. And so it's so important for you to make sure that you do the inner work because if you understand it, then you can catch yourself and say, you know what? I'm not going to partake in this right now. So you keep on moving because, I've been talking about the different things to really guard yourself so that you can stay well and be whole. And so let's talk about the second key, how burnout fuels negative contagion. And that is so true because when you're emotionally exhausted, your baseline mood shifts toward irritability and detachment. Have you ever experienced that? I know when I was going through my season of burnout, I was irritated. I felt frustrated. I was like, man, what is going on here? I couldn't quite get a grip on what was going on. And so you find yourself, well, where I'm a very happy person, very optimistic. There were times when I got burned out I was just really frustrated and just drained and, all of those different things like that. But when we are like that, it will affect our patients and it will affect the team because all you have to do if you're negative is to walk into the room and everybody feels you. And so we have to govern ourselves, your brand. It is so important. If I have somebody's life in my hand, then I want to be the best me that I can be. So that means that I'm going to do the work. And yes, challenges come, emergencies happen, things happen, and you have to go to work anyway. But there is a place in you that you can get to where you can navigate this emotional part of you so that you can handle the challenges when they come, the storms when they come, because the storms are going to come. Let's face it, we are in this life and life is going to be lifing. But how are you going to life while you're lifing? Are you going to let life, let the world, let everything that's going on in your world crush you so that you can be a person that you're not? You can show up not like you're supposed to show up? No, we're bigger than that and we have more power than that. Okay, the third thing that I wanted to talk about, becoming the emotional thermostat, not a thermometer. Let me say that again. I want to talk about becoming an emotional thermostat versus a thermometer. So, a thermometer, it reflects the environment. A thermostat, it actually sets it. And that is what we want to do. When I show up, I set the atmosphere. If it is chaotic, I am bringing peace to that environment. You see that? So the thermostat is in control of the temperature around the environment. And so my point is, don't be the thermometer. I want you to be the thermostat. I want you to be the one that actually sets the tone, that sets the environment, that brings the healing presence, that bring the kindness. Even if there's no kindness anywhere around you, you be the one that releases the love. You be the one that touches lives. You be the one to stop the gossip. You be the one to stop the backbiting. We have that kind of power, you guys. So, here's a few techniques to regulate your emotional energy. Pause before entering your space. I already talked to you about that. And because I'm a Heart Math certified trainer, I love quick coherence. Quick coherence is a tool that you can use when you're pausing. And so let's just do it really quick because you know what? This is about tools so that you can be better. Before a conversation that might be difficult, before you enter a room, while you're washing your hands, before you have to take an exam, before you have to do some of the things that you have to do, before I get home to my family, I do a quick coherence. And so let's go ahead and do one. It only takes 30 seconds to an hour. A minute. And an hour sounds good too, but I'm going to just do a quick coherence with you. So I want you to feel supported in your chair. And I want you to, some people put their hand over their heart or close their eyes, whatever you want to do, you can do that. In the healthcare setting, I did not close my eyes. When I'm at home, I do because you can navigate with your eyes open. Because the key is to be able to continue doing the work that you're doing, but to be mindful of your breath. And so I want you to focus on the area of your heart, breathing in a little deeper and a little slower than normal, about 4 to 5 seconds in and about 4 to 5 seconds out, or whatever's comfortable. And as you continue to breathe in and through your heart and chest area, I want you to think about something that regenerative feeling of love and appreciation, whatever that is for you. It can be a pet, it can be your wife, your husband, it can be a child, it can be nature. And I want you to breathe that in and through your heart and chest area, just re experiencing that moment. And so that was just a few seconds. And that's all you have to do to shift yourself into a different section. So that is by Heart Math. I'm a Heart Math trainer. So I love, love, love Heart Math. You should look them up, heartmath.org, if you want more tools. There's multiple resources on their website. The second one, use micro resets, small mental breaks, or grounding practices between patient interaction. This is so important, especially like, for instance, I was in labor and delivery. And so, labor delivery, special care nursery, and mother baby. So there would be times, sometimes, like I remember I had a patient, and unfortunately, there was a death of, of a baby. And then I had to go into the next room and bring life. And so, of course, that's a very traumatic situation for the family, absolutely. For you to be able to support and give all the love that you can. You want to be your best self, even in the midst of your emotions that are bubbling over and you crying and you being with that person too. But when you go to the next room, you can't bring that somber mood into the next room. So you pause and you center yourself, you ground yourself, you do a quick coherence, you pray, you do whatever it is that you need to do to reset yourself so that you can go in and be the best you that you can be. And then the third one, choose your emotional posture. Why don't you decide ahead of time how you want to show up? I told you guys in one of my other videos, my mantra is I walk in undisturbed composure. So guess what? You're going to see Charlene when she comes to work grounded with the shield of peace around me because I walk in undisturbed composure. I anchored that in before my feet hit the ground because I knew that challenges were going to come that day, issues were going to come, and I did not want the issues to affect my brand. I wanted to show up my true, loving, authentic self every time. Did I get it perfect all the time? No. But if you do it and you practice it every day, I do show up. And when I show up, I shift the atmosphere. When I show up, healing shows up. When I show up, authenticity shows up. And so there's power in you setting that intention or choosing your own emotional posture. You know what emotional posture you want to show up in. So you choose that, okay? Now, I have a reflective question for you. If your energy were contagious, and it is, what would people catch from you today, just right now, as you're listening to this video? And I hope you share it with somebody that may be spiraling. What would people catch from you today? And only you can answer that. Because you know what I love about human beings? We are the only species that can introspect. So I can hear my thoughts before they even come out. Before I get ready to say something, I have an opportunity to grab that thought if it's a negative thought and to shrink it down, get rid of it, whatever you want to do, cast it off so that you can answer in a more appropriate manner. So, what did we learn today? We learned the energy check that I talked to you before the shift. Here's something that I want to do. Let me just give you this little tip real quick. This is called a 5-second energy check. And it's just a practical tool that I want to give you as a takeaway. You check in with yourself and you ask yourself some questions. How am I feeling today? I remember I interviewed Griselle, and she asked the question of how's my heart today? Because that's a deep question, because that can really find out if you're worn out, weary, sad, whatever it is, just so you can know. How am I feeling right now? And then the next question on the heels of that is, do I want others to feel this way as well? And if not, what quick shift can I make? Breathing, affirmations, prayer, music to recalibrate. So important because we are the masters of ourselves. All right, so let me see. I think I have just a little bit more and then we're going to go on. So here is your call to action. This is what I want because I want you to be successful. Nursing is not easy, especially nowadays. The more time that passes, the more difficult it becomes because patients are sicker. The staff seems short. There seems to be not enough nurses to take care of everybody. We have the baby boomers retiring. We have so much going on. So nursing is not the easiest thing, but it is absolutely rewarding. But you have to take care of yourself. And that's why Charlene, the Wellness Whisperer, is after you taking care of yourself. No one else can take care of you better than you can. And no one else is going to do it except for you. So if you're not doing it, then it's not happening and you will eventually burn out. So I don't want that for you. You have the power to influence every space that you enter. This week, practice being the thermostat. Set the emotional climate you want to see. And then I would love for you to share with me your experience. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Make sure that you connect in to my Substack. I believe that the link will be in my description, but I'm building a community because I want to ensure that we take care of ourselves so much better because we have so many lives that we need to impact.